I won't mention any name. I won't mention any names or schools, but let's say early in my career, I was giving a seminar at a very highly ranked program, and I had a like one-on-one with the faculty member. They're very well known, very, very smart person. And they said to me, people who work on experiments only do that because they're not smart enough to do real economics. And he was like, what do you say about that? And I can't remember what I said, but I kind of fumbled around with that a little bit. But then I came out of there, and then there was another individual that was on faculty there. I won't again mention names except to say probably a good chance of future Nobel Prize winner. And he said, did he say that you were dumb for doing experiments? And I said, yeah, pretty much. And he said, I got that too. And he said, well, when I got asked that question, I turned it around by saying, what are you working on now? And they said, well, I'm working on theoretical models that relax assumptions around expected utility theory. And the question was, well, why do we need to relax assumptions around expected utility theory? And the answer was, well, experiments show that people don't always respond in the way expected utility theory thinks. So I said, that's why you're probably going to get a Nobel Prize, and I won't. But, but I think that's like a real world example that was, exactly along the lines that you said. And if you're really smart, not like me, there are appropriate responses to those questions. Yeah, right.
It's recorded.
I think I might know who he's talking about. Yeah, and I think I had a similar experience too. I think along those lines, it's fair to say that there are some economic experiments that are not convincing, where the internal validity is great and the external validity is really pretty terrible. But that's not all of experimental economics, and the real talent is in finding ways to make it convincing, in designing experiments that really are going to convince people that there's something there that's worthwhile looking at in a wider context. I'm not going to preview too much of what I'm going to say tomorrow, but that's where we need to go.
Yeah, I agree with David. I think, there are different types of experiments and different way to design experiments. Maybe this argument will not change the mind of some of those people. And so then my question to them will be, do you enjoy by doing what you do? And if the answer is yes, say, okay, the same for me. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and this is why I do so. Work is also what you imagine to do some research that you don't like. How miserable, right, would your life be? Because sometimes we work non-stop for many hours, and we do so because we like what we do. Obviously, we also want to focus on relevant aspects of the field where we are in, but that doesn't mean that what we do is irrelevant. And if some in our profession think so, it's just an opinion at this point, right?
I think my strategy is usually to not argue, and I do it anyways and publish it well. And then I feel like that answers that.